Off to Ennis Haywood. He slips a tackle. 40, 45. He might go. He's at the 35, straight down the center of the field. Nobody's going to get him. Touchdown, Iowa State.
This is the Dan McCarney Show with Iowa State head football coach Dan McCarney and the voice of the Cyclones, Pete Taylor. The Dan McCarney Show is brought to you in part by Robert W. Baird & Company, Incorporated, a wealth of advice, member New York Stock Exchange, and SIPC, and by Chevrolet, Chevy trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Hi once again, everybody. Welcome back to the Dan McCarney Show. Iowa State a winner on the road, 31-28 over Ohio University. And quite a football game that was, Dan, as far as offense was concerned. A lot of yards put on the board by both teams during the course of the game. But it was one that you really had control of from about the second half on to almost middle of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Pete, you know, it was a tremendous football game. And we talked about it last week a number of times. They're an outstanding football team and program, and the record this year is not indicative of the kind of players they have. They return almost intact. The team that beat two bowl teams last year, new staff, but basically the same players with the same system. And we had our hands full. We knew that going into it. Great respect for the team. They've won 8 of their last 9 games at home for a lot of reasons, but it starts with having a good football team. Biggest game on their end of it, they said maybe in the history of the school. Great crowd. But I was really, really proud of the poise and the togetherness of our football team. And now we've won 6 of our last 7 games on the road away from Ames, and that's something you really build on for the future.
Well, they came out early in the first quarter and really did some things against your defense, scored 14 early points and made it look easy a couple of times. Then all of a sudden, things turned around. What happened there? Well,
we made some adjustments. Obviously, the speed of their offense and the speed of the execution of their offense is hard to simulate in practice, and we knew that. It's not an excuse for starting a game. Now, we don't like letting them take the first drive and go down the field and score on us. We want to set a better tempo than that, but credit them. They did a good job. They did some things they had not shown at all on tape this year. We made some adjustments. John Skladane, our defensive coaches, did, and I think they went 37, 38 minutes without putting points on the board. And then, obviously, as we know, they made some real good, couple of big throws and big plays late in the game to give them a chance to come back in. But overall, it was a real good road win for us and something we'll really build on, Pete.
You feel like it was kind of a defining moment for your offense, too, to take that ball with 5 minutes, 25 seconds left, a 3-point lead starting at your own end and never giving it up?
It's as good as it gets, Pete, and there was no doubt the look in those kids' eyes when we called a timeout and Steve Loney was talking to our offense and challenging those kids, and I talked to our offensive line in Ennis and just talking about how much this drive can mean to this game and to this season. And to take it, never give it back again, 2 great throws on 3rd down by Seneca Wallace, 2 great catches by Lane, and then it was the offensive line and Ennis Haywood show for us to win that football game at the end.
Well, it was quite an offensive explosion in Athens, Ohio. We'll be back to check the highlights right after this. Athens, Ohio over the weekend. Beautiful college town, but a tough one to get to, that's for sure. Through all the rolling hills of southeast Ohio, here's Iowa State hitting the field, and the biggest crowd ever to see a game for the Ohio Bobcats on hand to watch. And they start off quickly with this pass to Caesar.
Yeah, we call it just a rocket screen, and they did a great job of executing that first play and to get some momentum going in that first initial drive, Pete.
And then they continue to move the ball downfield, and fullback Houston in for the touchdown. Here's what happened for Iowa State.
Well, great call by
left side, he cuts it upfield to 40, 45, 50, 45, 40 down the sideline, breaks a tackle, he's knocked out of bounds at the 33. Oh, you just tiptoed down the side.
Great call, because you knew they were going to be coming with a lot of pressure right off the bat to stop your run, and you go outside on them, misdirection.
Excellent call by Steve Loney and our offensive coaches, Pete, and you know, just thinking that they may be jumping all over Seneca on that option threat initially, and then he came back on the reverse. Big play to start it out.
Nice touch right in the middle there to Campbell for 25 yards from Seneca Wallace.
Protection great, excellent throw, real fine reception. Of course, Craig Campbell, Lane Danielson, both with career highs in yardage yesterday, Pete.
Here's a different play. You put Danielson in motion. He became the pitch man, 15 yards for the touchdown.
Just got to continue to keep getting the ball. Tremendous execution there by our offense, and Lane is just an outstanding football player, Pete, and he does it every day in practice. He's got real good speed. He's tough. He's deceptive, and he makes plays. We're really proud of Lane's progress.
Game tied at 7 now, and Iowa State will go back to the defense. Here is Caesar again, but Eilers blows the play up.
Well, we make an adjustment. We've seen it now, and they try to come back with it much better by your linebacker. Real good play by Justin Allen, as you said, Pete.
Ennis Haywood in a 13-yard run, and you'll see much more of Ennis before it's over in this highlight segment. Unfortunately, Iowa State unable to get anything on the board here. Now here is Brinker. Boy, he found some room off the right side.
He did. Real poor defense inside in by our front seven there, Pete. He's a tremendous player. We knew that from playing against him last year. He's one of the top players in the Mid-American Conference, and really hurt us there to get that big hole inside and get the play they got.
That led to a touchdown for Ohio. It's 14-7 now, and going to the air again, Danielson with a catch.
Excellent throw and catch. Your protection good as it was all day, Pete, and we're coming back again. Twice we had to come from behind in this game.
Here's Seneca rolling out, firing a strike this time to Campbell for 18 yards.
Just excellent route there by Craig Campbell, and as you can see, there's a lot of zip on the ball that Seneca's delivering right now.
And he puts this one to the big tight end, Mike Banks, for 21.
Won't go down, Pete. Just fighting for extra yardage, and tremendous effort there by Mike Banks.
Now we'll move quickly to the second quarter on the same drive, and this is Ennis on the pitch, and he's into the end zone.
Really good execution there. The offensive line's excellent. Corey Hannon out there, wide receivers, and great play by our offense. Needed it badly at this stage, Pete, to get right back in there and answer the touchdown from Ohio.
So that ties the game at 14 as Ennis Haywood goes in from 7 yards out. Ohio with the football now, and a sack coming up by Bo Coleman.
Real good job here. First-year player, of course, junior college transfer, and he goes one speed, and that's all out all the time. He's a relentless type player, Pete. He's a little undersized, but great to see him having some success yesterday.
So the Cyclones get it back. This is the pitch to Ennis Haywood, and he picks up 13.
Again, real good job out there by our offensive line and Corey Hannon, getting great movement at the point of attack and nice execution in the option play.
He's a high snap, but Wallace comes down with it, then makes quite a cut in here to pick up 15.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of reasons to come watch the Cyclones play right now, Pete, but this is one of the main reasons. He is really an exciting football player, and if he can stay healthy and keep improving, he's got a chance to be a really outstanding player for Iowa State.
Wallace to the air again, finds Campbell, who makes a nifty move, picks up some extra yards, 15-yard gain.
Super job by senior Craig Campbell, and just playing with such confidence, Pete.
That sets up a field goal attempt at 33 yards out. Yelk kicks it through, and it's 17-14 Iowa State. Ohio with the ball. This is Timmons with a nice play.
Real nice job by Mark Timmons. Of course, he's still young, but he's a veteran after last year and sophomore, but really making nice plays for us.
Cyclones get it back. Here's a big pass play again to Danielson. This one covering 36 yards.
Again, great burst after he catches the ball. Real good route, playing with the confidence that we knew that he would, Pete. Excellent play by our offense.
And you'll see it again as he crosses right over the middle and then runs away from the defenders.
You see a lot of guys trying to work downfield, trying to help him and get extra yardage and throw blocks downfield. Great sign for your offense.
Wallace again to Campbell for 10 yards.
Again, the pocket is real good back there. Protection excellent, sure gives you a chance.
Here's another field goal attempt, but this one just off to the right.
Yeah, just missed it. The hold was good, protection's good, and Tony just barely missed that. We thought it was going to be good from the sideline.
Iowa State gets it right back here in the second half. Haywood with a 13-yard run, and now here is Wallace rolling to his left and throwing again to Campbell.
He'll throw on the run to his right or left. I think equally successful, Pete, and about as good a quarterback as I've seen who's right-handed, rolls to his left and can throw on the run.
Ennis Haywood, stutter stepping there, finding the hole, picking up 11.
New starters in there with Zach Butler, with Bobby Montgomery, with Corey Hannon, all those kids in there doing an excellent job in the offensive line.
And here's another big gain to Lane Danielson at 24 yards. And Iowa State is on the move, and you'll see what happens now when Ennis Haywood
Woodley in there. And
does not get the
the
pitch
right
this time.
side.
Wallace to the
Touchdown, I believe.
Well,
Yes,
great
sir,
job.
he's in
We
there.
just went with a loaded play here, and it was fourth down, and had a lot of faith in our offensive staff and the schemes and the players that we were going to get this thing done. This was a big play that we needed to get down here. A tremendous effort by Seneca Wallace to get the touchdown, Pete.
So it's 24-14 Iowa State now, and the Cyclones really much better defensively. Brinker is slapped down hard by Word.
We made some real good adjustments and getting into the flow of the defense against that style of offense that we don't see very often, Pete. With this guy who's really a tremendous football player, one of the better quarterbacks in the Mid-American Conference.
Jackson all over the place, but Willie Judd finally gets him down for a loss of a yard. Now it's Iowa State once again, and the pass is to Campbell.
Again, consistent protection in there. Great throw by Seneca, and two of those wide receivers really stepping it up.
Here he comes on a 16-yard run again. Wallace keeps a hold of the football. Iowa State with another first down.
Speed really can help you offensively and hurt you defensively, and a great job by Seneca.
The one mistake, Campbell has the ball taken away from him by Banks as he jumped up. Now here's what happens.
Down, handoff to Ennis Haywood. He slips a tackle. 40, 45. He might go. He's at the 35, straight down the center of the field. Nobody's going to get him. Touchdown, Iowa State.
And we'll see the replay on that. And one thing about Ennis, he gets into the secondary. Not very many people catch him from behind.
He really doesn't. You know, he's put on weight, Pete. He's playing at 220 pounds, but has not missed a step, hasn't lost a step. He may have improved his speed, but great job by our offense. Guys finishing blocks, finishing their execution of their offensive blocks, and Ennis taking it to the house. Great job offense.
31-14 is now the score. Iowa State on top. And here's a fumble caused by Tim Brink as he jars the ball loose, and Matt Word in there to recover.
Need more of this, Pete. We dropped off a little bit from a turnover standpoint with our defense yesterday, but that was a huge play. Redshirt freshman causing it, and more Word coming in and getting it.
Now here was a big momentum change. Iowa State going for the field goal. It's blocked and recovered by Ohio, but instead of putting the game out of reach, it gave him life, didn't it?
It really did, Pete. And Tony's our guy all the way. There's no doubt about it. He's an outstanding kicker, but he's capable of kicking the ball better than he did on that field goal. And outstanding execution here by Ohio's offense to come back and get the touchdown.
That's Moeller on the reception for the score. Here's Wallace rolling out. On this play, it looks like the interception, but Danielson comes up with a football, and it is ruled Ohio ball.
One official said Iowa State, and one official said Ohio, and they finally ended up deciding giving it to Ohio on that play, Pete.
Here's one that caught the Cyclones by surprise. It's a halfback pass with Brinker, and he throws a perfect one to Moeller. All of a sudden, it's a three-point game, but in the last 5:25, all you're going to see is the team in white carrying the football, and that's Haywood for 9.
Here's where I thought our football team, and especially our offense, really grew up and matured here with 6 new starters from last year, Pete. This is what you really find out about the character of an offense when they can do what they did in this series, and it was sensational to be able to stand there and watch these kids control the football, make the plays. Outstanding third down throw and catch here, and I was really proud of these kids yesterday on the drive here.
And Ennis breaks off a pile here, jukes to the outside and gets the final first down of the football game, and Iowa State has the game in hand at that point. That is last year's score on there. We have 25-15. It was a little bit more offense this year. 31-28, Iowa State victorious over the Bobcats of Ohio.